Hi, welcome to Pennsylvania in Focus. I'm Christina Lengel, and with me today is Pennsylvania editor Kristen Smith. Today we are talking about Liberation Day and Governor Josh Shapiro's reaction to the tariffs put out by the Trump administration yesterday. So, Kristen, Governor Shapiro went to a brewery to talk about this?
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. He went to Bethlehem to Fegley's Brew Works and really decided to get into this conversation with the other brewmasters, including from across the state and the mayor, about how these tariffs will impact every facet of the craft brewery industry, from the ingredients that are in the beer to the aluminum cans themselves, which 75% of craft breweries use. 75% of craft beer is sold in aluminum cans. So really from start to finish, you're looking at an increase in costs. And the concern here is who is going to bear that out. Will breweries pass it all on to the customer, which is certainly one option? Will they eat the cost themselves, which they say is another option, though not an ideal one because they already have very small profit margins? And they said that they're facing a very tough choice because nobody wants to raise prices on consumers. And craft breweries in Pennsylvania have been very successful. We're one of the nation's leaders in craft beer production. There's over 500 in Pennsylvania. And I guess on some level, I knew this just because of the amount that we have available in our grocery stores and our beer stores. But to know that we are that much of a player nationally struck me. And I think for Shapiro, that was a very conscious choice. He chose not only a rising industry that's really taken off, I would say, in the last 10 years, but one that really relies on so many parts and so many different commodities to make happen. And it's, craft beer is something that I think connects with a lot of us, and, feelings of relaxation and happiness. It's something that a lot of us have come together. I'm not saying everyone's a drinker, but you know what I mean. When you think of craft beer, you're probably not thinking of taxes. You're thinking of, that time I got together with my friends, or I went to this great pizza place and they had awesome beer. So he's really, I think one way to interpret his choice here is to say, wow, he's really trying to go to Main Street America and really try to remind Pennsylvanians, like, in their face, like, no, you're not going to be able to get away from these tariffs and what they're going to do to your life. And he said it in a way that was a little less aggressive than that. But he said that, these are going to raise costs. We cannot afford this. This trade war, as he called it, is going to be bad for Pennsylvania. And even though the Shapiro administration has prioritized policies that elevate small businesses and helps them grow, that he's concerned that it may all be for naught. They're going to keep trying, but he thinks that these tariffs, which are reciprocal in nature, as the Trump administration describes them, would be about half of what other countries charge us. So you're looking at as low as 10% for some countries and as high as 97% for other countries. A lot of those higher tax countries are in the other half of the hemisphere, or in South Asia. And so the thing about it is that we source ingredients and goods from all over the world. So a lot of people are very concerned that doing something like this is it's going to be a new tax on Americans.
Has anyone else in Pennsylvania spoken up about it so far?
I mean, there's all over the place, even Republicans are saying that this is not a great idea when Americans are already cash strapped as it is. The thing with tariffs is that it really seems here like it's a long game. It seems like we're going to be in a situation where short-term pain, long-term gain, because Trump is saying, yes, we have to do this so that we can bring jobs back, that we can help our domestic industries grow, which is something that he said he promised to do. And this is his way of doing it. And it's just that it's something that, in America, we haven't done in a very long time. And for even some Republicans, it's a scary thought. Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky is saying that it's misguided because free trade has made us very rich. And he thinks that this is not the way to go. Trump calls him and other Republicans who are against him that they're weak, and that, that this entire debate has just exposed them as such. And so he, as usual, is not at all concerned about what his critics think. After his second term, really, to the people who supported him, is a mandate to not be concerned and to go ahead with what he wants to do. And, there are economists out there who are concerned this is going to raise prices. There's other economists who are saying, let's just wait and see, give it a chance. So like I said, we're in uncertainty everywhere, but it is enough of an issue to realize that tariffs on everything is something that we just really haven't faced, probably, at least in my adult lifetime of buying goods and services. It's not something that I've ever factored in. So, I'm personally very interested to see how this impacts prices in the economy, because it's full steam ahead. It's nothing I can control anymore. So.
It's an interesting thing to report on because it impacts all of us very, very deeply. So I guess we're all just waiting with bated breath to see how it goes.
We're along for the ride now. So,
yep. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Kristen. You can find more about this and everything else that we write about at thecentersquare.com/Pennsylvania.